She is a brand new coach. I think she signed up in August, and she is definitely a success starter. She is at Success Club 37 as of right now. I was wrong in saying 30. She was at 30 when we scheduled this call, and she has stepped it up a notch. So we'll see where she goes for this month. But the cool thing about Success Club and being able to use it as a benchmark measure for you is knowing that equals you having helped somebody new get on a health and fitness journey. So it's easy to equate, like, okay, I got them started on Shakeology, I've got a program for them, all these things. So that's how you measure progress. And of course, bringing people in, that's also how you can start to build your team. And for those of you who want to build an awesome residual income, you want to build a great organization, a great team who can get out there and help you help other people, because we can't be everything to everyone. We can't reach them all. So with that said, she is an Emerald coach right now, but man, oh man, I can see a diamond popping very soon with this girl. She is from Virginia, and she's coming to Utah. So everyone who's coming out to Utah, you'll get to meet her. She is, I don't know how old she is. I'll let her tell you the rest of her story, but let's get Kaitlin on the phone, on the line. I'm going to unmute you and let you tell your story and your journey to 37 points this month. And then if you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat and she can answer them once she's done. Okay, you're unmuted, Kaitlin.
Hi guys, I'm Kaitlin Kelly. I am from Virginia Beach, Virginia. I was born in Norfolk, raised in Virginia Beach my whole life. And after high school, I went to James Madison University in Harrisonburg, Virginia. I studied corporate communications and absolutely loved it. I love communicating, interacting with people, meeting new people, and helping people. So I currently work for Anthem Inc. in healthcare. It's not that interesting, but you learn quite a lot. And, you know, I get to work with all types of different people, from nurses, case managers, just regular associates, finance, anything you can think of. And, you know, it's kind of the run of the mill, the rat race, as Lindsay calls it. And I got sick of it, and I graduated in 2013. So I just thought, you know, gosh, how do people do this their entire lives, or even stay in one job forever, or bounce around? So I just knew, and still know to this day, that God has a bigger plan for me. So how I got started, I have been bouncing around from different, you know, I've done Weight Watchers, I've done CrossFit, I've done everything you can think of, and I've tried different things, but I never had a consistent meal plan or a workout program that I could stick to. So Rachel Cooper, we went on a cruise and we met my senior year, her junior year, through mutual friends. And then later on, she contacted me on Facebook and said, "Hey girl, how are you?" And of course I had seen all of her Beachbody posts, and I was like, well, I'm sick of getting contacted by It Works and Roden and Fields and all of these other people who graduated school with me, and then all of a sudden want my money, and I don't really have any to give. I'm a new college graduate. So I was kind of rude to her, if you've heard this story, and I was just like, hey, I know the real reason you're contacting me. You don't care how I am. You're contacting me for Beachbody. So what is it? And she goes, no, I guess she read it wrong. And then later on, she was reading it to her now fiance, Eric, and said, yeah, I guess she totally took it the wrong way. And I was just trying to say hi, and now I feel terrible. So she apologized, and then I did something really horrible. I purchased the 21-day fix off of a garage sale site on Facebook, and it had never been used, but it was $60. So I was like, yeah, well, I'll give it a shot. Then I started sharing like a coach before I even knew what being a coach meant. And then Rachel reached out to me and said, hey, you know, I know you didn't I know you didn't buy the program through me, but you're sharing like a coach. You could totally do this. And I was like, well, I don't really know what she's doing, but I started to follow her even more, and I wouldn't like any of her stuff, but I would just say, if she can do it, I can do it. So I prayed about it for a good 2 weeks straight every day, and it was still in my heart and still in my head. When I woke up in the morning, when I went to bed at night, I said, okay, even if this doesn't work out, I just need to jump in and try it. So I texted her on Sunday, August the 2nd, and said, hey, I want this opportunity. Just call me and tell me how it works. So we talked about it, and she's like, yeah, my why is because I want to, when I have kids, I want to be able to stay at home with them. And to me, I didn't ever tell her this till this day. So Rachel, if you're listening, I was kind of laughing inside because I'm like, okay, yeah, there's no way in heck that you're going to be able to do that. I didn't, who does that and make 6-figure income? So like any good person should do when you're thrown into a situation, you think it's a good opportunity. I started researching, and I knew that it as you all know, it had so many great things to offer me. So once I jumped all in, I, was really worried about the coaching fee because $15 a month doesn't seem like a lot, but it can add up. And then Shakeology, on top of that, I said, how am I going to get 3 people to follow me if I'm so new to this? So I definitely had doubts. But, what I wish I did when I first became a coach is instead of just jumping all in and planning my challenge group and planning everything, I wish I would have first went through the training. All I did was I skimmed through Smash Nation and Shine Nation videos. I didn't actively post my own, which I should have, because 1, I would have gotten to know the team better, and 2, I would have really developed myself a little more before diving in. But I also wish that I would have set up my social media pages, because till this day, I still haven't got my like page set up. I still don't have Pinterest or Instagram, and those are 2 things that I've listened to through podcasts, through other coaches talk about, and those are key to, that help them build their business. So I've already written notes about how I want to develop them, just a matter of making time to set those up. So what I did instead, as I told you, I jumped all in and immediately started working the 3 vital behaviors. So Rachel told me, as you all have heard numerous times, if you do those 3 things, you'll be successful. So every time Lindsay would post something, and Rachel said, she's like, well, you might have to unfollow the page because you're going to get followed. You're going to get pings a lot. And I said, well, I thought that's the only way I'll stay engaged is if I'm actively checking in. So I plugged into both of the pages, and I would save videos, and I still have a list of videos to watch that Lindsay posts, that Nat posts on Shine Nation, and just started plugging in. Whenever there was an update, I made sure to save it. I engaged. I listened to podcasts on my way to work. I figured out how to do it through my Bluetooth. I listened to them at my desk and my corporate job to take the monotonous out of it some days. During my lunch break, I would walk and listen to the podcast, get some steps in during the day. Whenever I could, I listened to that personal development, because there's nights where I come home and I'm working on Beachbody stuff and I don't really have time to, dive in. And I think it really helps to, my devotionals. I know some people are leery about talking about that, but I think it's really important to shape who you are, for me at least. So that's really helped keep my mindset and keep my motivation, because it's been creepy, but ever since I've started in this business, each day it relates to Beachbody in some way, shape, or form. So it keeps me going. So another inviting is huge. I invite, if you were on Shine Nation call last night, I invite in the bathroom at work. When I'm in the stall, if I can get some 3, hey girls, what's up, out, bam, it takes 2 seconds. I invite between meetings. I invite during my lunch break at work. I invite when I get home at the end of the day. So I'm constantly inviting. Now, there's tons of people who never respond to me, but as long as I know I'm doing what I can and putting that initial message out there, that's all I can do. So, I literally started to live and breathe this stuff every day. I think about it all the time, and I see other coaches. I follow all the top coaches. If there's someone on a Monday morning call, I follow them. I started following Lindsay, Nat, John, Jackie, the active people in Smash Nation. I started following them and looking at their posts and seeing how they craft things and seeing how each individual person puts their own spin on it and their own personality and uniqueness. And then I thought how I could, use some of their ideas, but kind of make it my own. So, I had really doubts in the beginning, as I said before, balancing my relationships, my friendships, my family. As you know, that can be a challenge. But there's sometimes where you're going to have to say no to Beachbody stuff or, just make sacrifices. I've had to stay up late sometimes just to follow my dreams and write things down in my planner and plan my goals. Write them down. That way you know what you want to accomplish and when you want to accomplish it by. So even if you have to spend a couple hours staying up till midnight, if you have that drive in you and you want it so bad, you'll make it happen and just do whatever you can. So days when I started to feel off, which happens quite a lot, I just plug in that PD. I look at one of your guys' pages, and it really boosts me. It motivates me. It gets me my second win. So being a part of this team and plugging in, that's what helps keep me motivated. Utah, thinking that that's coming soon. I never thought in a million years I would do that. That's what drove me to really get those Success Club points, because I figured, okay, Success Club points equals money, which equals money that I could spend on the trip. And Lindsay said, first 3 months, if I get Success Club 10, then my spot in the house is paid for. All I have to pay for is my plane ticket. Be from Virginia Beach, Virginia, that's like $400, $500. I'm sold. I got to do it. Plus, I was thinking, okay, Carl said that in the first 3 months, if I get Success Club 10, I get to go to Nashville. Again, I would just have to pay for my plane ticket. How cool would it be to bring my mom there and have a girls' getaway? So I had all these things and these Success Club points incentives, bouncing around in my head. And I said, oh, I want that. I want that. And then this month, if you're one of the top Success Club point earners, you get a cookbook signed by Autumn. So that's another incentive because I love her and I want to be in her next cookbook one day. So So at first my goal was 3 to 5 people a day. But once I realized that I gave up my excuses, I didn't just stop at 5. I'm like, okay, well, I have the energy and the time. I might as well do more. There's always time to make more. So the other day I was counting how many people I've actually contacted. And since last night was 250. Today is nearly 265 since I started August 2nd. I've been blocked by a total of 3 people, ignored by more than I care to count. But the funny thing is when I post, I think I had a Transformation Tuesday a couple weeks ago, there was probably 3 or 4 people who had ignored me and never responded, and it showed that they read my message. But because I posted that Transformation Tuesday post, they were secretly watching me, not liking anything, not commenting on anything. But then they reached back out to me and said, hey, I saw your transformation. Great work. So keep posting. People are watching you even when you don't think you are, and they will come around. So how I invite, I look at likes, I look at comments on my social media posts. I've thought about my family, friends, coworkers, church friends, friends of friends, my doctor, my allergist, my dentist, anyone I meet, even if I was out at a restaurant, if say we were talking about the person's sneakers or healthy foods or cooking, I would use that as a segue because maybe we have those things in common in my everyday conversations, and use that as a segue. Oh, so do you work out? If somebody asked me, my allergist asked me that the other day. She was giving me my shots last weekend. And I said, yeah, I do Beachbody. What about you? She goes, oh, me too. I'm a coach. And I said, that's awesome. So do you have a lot of support? Are you, a part of an elite team? She goes, no, not really. And immediately I thought, oh, well, good. That's one thing that I'm lucky to be a part of. And so are all of you, because we have so much support and so much education just being pushed into our brains daily. So, there's always room for improvement and always room to, invite people every day. It doesn't just have to be on social media. So I also look at people's posts for potential clients and potential coaches. So if I know we have a sneak peek coming, I'll invite depending on what people post. So I used this example in China Nation last night, and I think it's a great example. A girl who not works with me, but she's in the call center at Anthem Inc. And we found mutual friends we became friends on Facebook because in our intranet site for work, there's like a community post, and it was about how do you stay healthy and fit. So I immediately posted about the 21-day fix on my company website, and I wasn't selling, I just shared it. And so I had people email me at work asking me, what is this 21-day fix? And this is on the company's intranet site. So I gained new Facebook friends from that. And this girl that I'm telling you about, she works in the call center, and she posted last week, she's going through a really hard time. She got into, alcohol a lot and had alcohol poisoning, was in the hospital. So I saw this post about her wanting to change her life. And I just reached out to her and said, hey, I'm thinking about you. I just saw your post. I'm happy that you want to take that step to change your life for your daughter. I don't know if this opportunity would be one for you. We all have different struggles, but this changed my life. And I think it would be a good opportunity for you to check out. And I sent her the invite for the coaching thing. And she was for the coaching sneak peek, and she was really thankful and excited. And so even if that doesn't work out for her, at least it was something to motivate her. And because I reached out, it shows that somebody cares. So, another girl posted about working out or running marathons, or she got a new pair of Asics. So that's a perfect opportunity to say, hey, you'd make a great coach. Have you ever thought about, Beachbody coaching? Or if somebody wanted to make a change with their life and they're posting about, gosh, none of my clothes are fitting, or maybe they're just stressed out about life, invite them. That's a perfect opportunity to send that message and say, hey, I saw your post. I'm sorry you're going through some stresses in life. I can totally relate. This, time before the holiday season is crazy and hectic, but I'd love to help if there's any way I can. I'm currently looking for friends to get healthy and fit before the holidays. And I was hoping that you might want to reach some goals with me. Would you be interested to learn more? I do form relationships with people, but I also don't wait for an opportunity. If I see the opportunity there from that initial conversation and they ask me how I'm doing, I'll just jump in and do it. And because the worst that they can say is no, not right now, or they can block you. So, which 3 out of 265 isn't too bad. So again, don't let those no's discourage you. You want people to, say yes, but the only way they're going to say yes is if they see your consistency in your posts and how you're treating people and how you're interacting with people on other people's timelines. So if you're, you all have mutual friends, they're all going to look into that and see, okay, well, she is coming from good intention. She does want to help me, and she wasn't just selling, contacting me to sell me Beachbody stuff like I originally thought about Rachel. So, okay, so you contacted them. They said, yes, I want to learn more. Tell me more. Show the value of the challenge pack. So, if they say they absolutely can't afford it once you show that value, say, that's totally fine. I couldn't afford it either, but once I saved up my money, it was the best decision I ever made. Sometimes they'll say, I don't want the challenge pack, but I want just the program. Can you give me the program? And I say, yes. While I won't have a group to put you in because my groups are for challenge pack customers, I will still be here to support you 110%. I can send you text message reminders, pictures, whatever I can do to support you. So really show that value of the challenge pack, show how the Shakeology, along with what program, you're helping them choose based off of what goals that they shared with you. The Shakeology, the program, and the nutrition plan. Those are all key things to really sell as part of the whole challenge pack, along with the free prize or the free extra gifts. So the Shako cup, the Autumn's 3-day bikini guide. So there's different things that you can really promote in those packs. Also, what do you have to offer? So think about you personally. Anybody can say, okay, here's the challenge pack, buy it. But then you got to sell yourself. So how are you going to promote yourself when when they're sold on the challenge pack? Sold, they haven't ordered it yet, but what do you offer them that no other coach can offer, or they just haven't heard about it before? So me personally, I say I can offer you 24/7 support, but obviously if I'm sleeping, I'm not going to be able to do it. But first thing when I wake up, I'm going to answer their request. I give them my phone number too. I say, call me anytime. Some people are against giving their phone number out, but I feel it shows that I'm super genuine and I want to help them no matter what. Text me if you're still on the fence about it, or we can chat it out. I can set up a phone conversation with you. I also offer recipes. I love to cook. I say that these are Fix approved recipes because they are. I mean, they're not from the Fix It cookbook, but I try and measure it out so it's just about right and perfect. And I share those pictures in my posts. I really try to show that value that even if they're vegetarian, I'll find recipes that will be suited to their tastes. I also offer, like I said, those text and picture reminders. So say if they don't even want to be active in the group, but they still want that support, I'll say, hey, I'll send you my sweaty selfie if you send me yours at this time, and we'll work out together virtually. So my social media posts. So how I post, kind of bouncing around here, but how I post, because all this is connected together, right? I post 3 to 4 times a day, depending what's going on in my life. And I try to always show my personality. So, there's days where my makeup looks ridiculous, or I just don't have any makeup on, or I have glasses on, or I have contacts, or my hair is a mess. I want my personality and my uniqueness and how genuine I am and my kindness. I want that to reflect every day in my post, because people are going to see the rawness of it, the realness of it, and how genuine you are. And they're going to remember that. And again, they might not like it, they might not comment, but they're always watching you. So 3 to 4 times a day, depending on what's going on, I want to talk to my followers as if I'm talking, having a conversation like you and I are. We have thousands of friends. While I say friends, they're not, think about people you hang out with. I probably hang out with, besides my family, maybe 5 people, 5 close friends. So your Facebook friends aren't your personal close friends, but they're still people who need help every day. Even if you have a doubt about reaching out to somebody who liked your post, reach out to them. Just start a conversation. Everybody, even if you have a doubt that they might say no, that's okay. Go for those no's, because later they might change. They might change into yes, not right now. Or I already had people in August that said, I can't do it right now, but October, sign me up. So October 1st, you bet I'm going to message them and say, hey, is this a good time for you? I noticed that in August you talked about it and you seem serious about it. Let's jump in. Are you ready? So in those posts, again, I admit my faults. I don't look like I have it all together. If you follow my posts, the other day I had I don't know, I guess I just look crazy after a workout. And because my boyfriend said, you look crazy. And I put our quotes and said me and then Nathan and put our conversation. So it was humorous. And I said, well, thank you. Yes, I do look crazy after I work out. I mean, who doesn't? Or I had a bunch of PB2 in my arms the other day, and my hair looked like a mess. That got 47 likes, but a picture of me with my Shaco only got 14. My hair was done. My makeup was on. People like to see your faults because it's humorous. And they aren't really faults at all because we're all human. So even when my hair is crazy, they want to see that. They want to see the funny things that you're doing. And your family too. I mean, post about that. People love your family. I don't have kids, but I like to include, things that I like to do. So the beach, my garden, I love posting about that, my interests. If I'm going to see my granny, I'll post funny things that she says. I always repost this every time it comes up on my time hop, but my granny, she's not a fan of the Kardashians, and she's like, who's this canine character with Kim Kardashian? I said, Granny, it's not canine, it's Kanye. So those conversations people remember, and they're like, I remember she had a goofy granny. And so just post about your family, your friends, your life, whatever you can do. It doesn't always have to be Beachbody related. Try this new product. Drink this Shaco. It's healthy. Show a healthy, a better way of presenting the products. Don't always say, I'm learning this too, because before I was pushing the 21-day fix. But I think it was Lindsay that said, well, don't say it's size all the time. Say you're having a cardio dance party or something in your living room. So I've started to kind of twist my posts around so I'm not saying what program it is, because that's already happened where people are messaging me and saying, hey girl, what are you doing? What's this cardio dance party? And then I say, oh, it's size. And then I can jump into that. So then once you've invited people and you have a challenge group set up and you've already, you showed that initial value, you've gotten their order in, I set up my challenge groups a week in advance. So I share in that challenge group after they're invited a week early. I share my story with them, my transformation. Chances are they had already seen it because I shared that with them in the initial conversation before they placed the order. But, I share tips for grocery shopping, reminders. If the program needs something like weights, resistant bands, I remind them to get them. Food prep, special meal plan requests, anything I can get them prepped to do in that first week is what I'm going to jump in and do. That way they're already prepared when it starts and there's no, questions about it. And also in that first week, my mom has been amazing throughout my life. She had me at 19 years old and I was an accident. So she's really as a single mom, had to instill a bunch of random awesome facts, and one of them, or reminders, one of them is to always remember to write thank you notes. So in that first week, write thank you notes to your challengers, or even if they bought a cookbook, I sent a thank you card over to my grandma's friend who bought Fix8, and she lives in Washington. So I made sure and sent that over. Those handwritten thank you cards, you can get them at the dollar store. They're cheap. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but those little messages go a long way. I also, another helpful thing that I just recently started doing is I don't even have sample Shaco packs, but I have, because I bought my boyfriend a challenge pack when I signed him up as a coach, we have 2 bags of Shaco here. So I said, if it takes me not drinking Shaco one day to have somebody else try it and maybe change their life and maybe get a new customer, then I do it. So recently I just put Shaco, I put a scoop of my own Shaco in a goodie bag. I have a bunch of cheap gift bags that I put together. I took one of those, I put the Shaco in there. I put, those recipe pages that come in your challenge packs and the Shaco booklet. I put both of those in there. And then I put a handwritten welcome card, or a handwritten, here's Shaco. I hope to be your coach someday and help you reach your goals. Simple message, but I'm going to deliver it this weekend because I want this customer and I know it can change her life. So any little things that you can think about to do that will really show the person that you care, that you're thinking about them, and that you want to change their life, you definitely want to do those, because it doesn't take a lot of effort to write a handwritten note. So in your challenge groups, I know everybody runs their challenge groups differently. Some people just have your challengers check in, like a post if you work out. But I found that people, at least for me, I like prizes. So I'm really pumped to check in with a group if I know there's prizes involved. That's what got me interested in really being plugged into my coach's challenge group. So simply, think about how you want to make your challenge group kind of pop and kind of unique and different. So I created points for prizes, and it helps them stay accountable. So each thing, and I can share the document, I still have to share it on Shine Nation's page, but each thing is worth different points. And I keep track of all the points because, I trust people, but sometimes people can miscount. So sweaty selfie is worth 5, or a picture of their meal, or if they share a Fix approved recipe with the group, everything is worth different points. And then at the end of each week, so say this challenge group that started on Monday, they're all doing the 21-day fix. And on Sundays, I'll include how many points each person has so they can see where they stand. And my first challenge group, I looked online, and I think the Fix 8 cookbook is maybe $15 or so with your discount. So there's, in my mind, I'm like, gosh, I can't afford prizes every month. But there are cheap things, like a Shaco bottle, I think is like $6. And I had always loved an extra Shaco bottle. So there's different things that you can look at in your shop queue and see, what you can possibly offer as a prize incentive in your challenge groups. So if I don't see them check in my group, I call them, I text them, or I Facebook message and say, hey, I haven't seen you checking in the group. Is everything all right? Well, I checked in with 2 girls in August, and it turns out one broke her wrist and one was having family issues. So I said, you know what? Don't worry about August. You have your challenge pack, but let's wait until September when you're all healthy and ready, and we'll get you started then. So definitely check in with your challengers. You want to make sure that, they're healthy and that they're still engaged. So I also post as well in the challenge groups. I don't want to just see them posting, and that while that's great, but they need to see that you're the leader and that you are just as committed as they are. So you want to set a good example for your challengers and your coaches and whoever follows you on Facebook. So you want to be posting in your challenge group the recipes, the motivational quotes, helpful tips, my own sweaty selfies, Shakos, my meals, just so they know, okay, this is what I need to mirror my lifestyle like. Because if I do that, she's been successful, then I can be successful too. So at the end of my challenge group, I created, I didn't want it to just be, okay, 21 days and it's over, or whatever the program might be. So throughout this coaching journey, I figured whatever group, like we have that Size It Up group, but I'm thinking whatever group that person will fit into, I'll just create it based off the program. So I now have what's called 21-Day Fix Pros, which includes all of my August challengers and some people who might already have the 21-Day Fix. And maybe they didn't even buy it from me. They bought it off of Amazon, but they told me that they had it, but they need that accountability. I'll add them in there. That way that they have somewhere to check into. They should always have a group to check into no matter what, because you never want someone to feel like, oh yeah, my coach never contacts me or keeps up with me, because I feel like we hear that so much. So a big thing that really blew my mind is turning my challengers into coaches. I'm like, okay, well, I think I got this inviting thing down now. How the heck am I going to get people to follow me? So again, it's just like when you initially invite, the only way you're going to get coaches is if you ask your challengers, or if, while you're inviting. So I took the leap of faith and was just like, okay, well, Jen was my first coach. I said, Jen, she actually wasn't in my challenge group at first I had, she was posting about PIO, and I said, hey, I don't know if you already have a coach, but if not, I would love to be your coach. And she ended up signing up with me and was my first coach. A lot of the coaches in my challenge group, a lot or about all, are military. So think about your niche market. This could go for when you're posting on Facebook, when you are having conversations with people. Think about your niche. So initially I was emailing or messaging everybody and anybody, guys, girls, whatever. And I still do that, but I focus on my niche market more. So if I know that somebody is shedding for the wedding, if somebody is trying to lose baby weight, or if somebody just wants to have a fit pregnancy, or someone's trying to just lose weight from, I don't know, my mom still blames her weight on her baby weight. So, and I'm 24. So it could be anybody. It could be any age group. Think about your niche market. Think about what you're attracted to and the kind of people that you want to bring in, because ultimately those challengers are going to be hopefully people that you work with. So the military, I come from a big military town. Even if you don't, I'm sure military people or know someone who knows someone in the military. That's a huge selling point. They don't have to pay monthly fees. They don't have, if they buy a challenge pack when they sign up as a coach, they don't have to pay that $39.99 and get worried about be worried about being reimbursed for it, because initially that's waived. So all they have to think about is turning in their form along with the LED, I'm forgetting what it's called, but it's one of those military, it shows that you're in. But so just think about how your niche market is, where you live, who you can relate to, and then that will help turn those challengers into coaches. Because ultimately, in my challenge groups, they're already acting like coaches. They're sharing their story. They're sharing their Shaco. And they're going to be great coaches because they see how I post and they see how my people that I like. So you guys, people that I'm friends with, they'll see that I like your posts. And they're like, oh, well, this must be Kaitlin's teammate because she's posting about Beachbody stuff too. So all of that shows up together. And, as a team, I learned this couple weeks ago. Nat is always stressing this. You have to like everybody's comment. So say if I have a post and I have comments under it from friends or whatever, I want to go in and like each comment and then respond directly to each comment, because that's going to boost the affinity. So hopefully more people will see it. So just like when you guys post stuff, I want to make sure and like it because I want people to see your posts as well. So it's a good reason to, want to friend each other since we're all on the same team. I think the other thing about turning challengers into coaches, the whole sign your hubby thing up, it was kind of sketchy to me at first because I'm like, well, does that seem like cheating? And, how do I run his account? But definitely do it. I researched this again. I looked into military spouses. While I'm not legally a military spouse, hopefully one day I will if I get a ring. But he's in the military, and even though his job's top secret. So I was worried. I'm like, well, how am I going to make this work and still have him under me? So that's a big thing. Everybody stresses to me, have your hubby and your other half under you, or even if it's your mom or your grandma, whatever, have them under you, and then have the other coach that you sign up on your other leg. That way, as you pump more volume and build more coaches under you, you're benefiting from both accounts versus just your own. So there's great YouTube videos on there. I know I was kind of stressed about that, but the videos really helped me realize that I need to build him up, and there's ways to make it work for that. So I know that I kind of bounced around a lot, but if there's any questions at all, there's a lot in the chat box, but if there's any questions, we can definitely address them. So it's,
do you see it? Do you see
go
questions? I just was going to ask if you can see the questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you're out and about, like at the dentist or allergist, how do you start the conversation? Well, the allergist was a no-brainer because it was arm day and I had to get my shots. So she was having a hard time. I literally just worked out in the morning and she was having a hard time grabbing my arm, and I told her my arms were super sore and she said, why? And that's how it started from there. Say if you're at the dentist and you're in the dentist chair, and I always start conversations with them in general, even before Beachbody. I say, hey, how's life going? If I know they have kids, how are your kids doing? What are they up to? Pretend like you're on Facebook. Think about how you would start those conversations in Facebook. Start them in real life and say, how are your kids up to? Oh, great. Kaitlin, what have you been doing? Oh, I've been, loving building my business while working my corporate day job. I absolutely love it. And one day, my why, which I never even told you guys, but my why is the same as Rachel's. One day I probably won't be able to retire him from the military because he's stubborn and likes what he does. But one day I want to be able to raise my kids at home and, not have to answer to a boss. So having those conversations with even a dentist is super helpful. Just think about how to start conversations. Just act like you're talking to a friend. What's new with you? How's life? Have you traveled lately? And then they'll ask you about you. So then that's a perfect opportunity to slide that in. And say you're looking for people to get healthy and fit with you before the holidays. Or to reach New Year's resolutions before the New Year's. Why wait till then? Do a self-rating thing, so I do a self-rating thing now, but want more activity. Okay, this would do that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Buying your prizes to keep your husband's account active. I'm definitely thinking about doing that because now that we don't have monthly Shakeology through him, we had it the first month. Definitely buy those sample packs. That's a great idea. Sample packs of Shako under your other half's account. So how do you maintain their account as well as yours? I'm still learning this from Lindsay and pretty much everybody on the team. I think it's really it depends because right now I'm not building his business. My coach told me to really focus on myself first and focus on building my business. And then once I build my business up and I get to Diamond, or I'm super, super close to Diamond, then maybe I could put some clients in his, and it's really just sending them the link to sign up under him and just say, hey, I'm still your coach, but this is my other half. And I've thought about how I would word that. And it's funny because I was going to ask my coach earlier today. So, but Lindsay, do you want to talk about that too? How to maintain their account?
So maintain meaning like keep them active or build them, or what I guess my question is, what's the definition of maintain? Both?
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I will kind of just hit both then. So I did not sign my husband up first because I didn't know. I didn't have anyone guiding me and telling me to do that. So I was just signing people up. And I got down to that part where I had Ashton was an emerald on my left leg, and I had like 4 coaches active, and then I had 4 active on my right, but I needed an emerald over on my right to hit diamond, and I was on a mission. Like, I had a date. This is when I was going to hit it. Nothing was going to stop me. I was going to make it happen. And so I'm like, I had 2 people that wanted to coach that I was going to put and give to somebody else, like one of my other coaches. I'm like, I'm just giving them to you, make you an emerald, right? Because back then we were like, we were a little crazy. And then I was like, or I could sign up my husband and make him an emerald. And then it would all the money, I don't think we had challenge packs yet. No, we didn't have them yet. We're making, I don't know, $30 from the Shakeology sign up or whatever or something. And so and Success Club points. And so I was just like, okay, I can, do make him an emerald or whatever. And so that's what I did. So that is how I started to build him. And my new strategy for everyone who wants to go to diamond is to sign up the people you love, or everyone who wants to build this, I guess is a better, and you're all on here because you probably want to build this. So you sign up the people you love first, mom, dad, brother, sister, you go to them first. And if they fight you, they fight you. It is what it is. If family will fight you, my mom is not a coach right now, which is crazy, right? One day. Anyways, you can do this. You don't necessarily need your family, but this is my strategy for you. If she'd listened, she would be sitting at the top of my organization. So family, whoever you love goes to the top. Don't worry about building them. There's a U+2 policy where you can pay for, if you want to pay for a parent or whatever, or a child. And then your child must be 18. So just FYI. Then to maintain them active, I'll do like the boosts, or I'm a greens boost drinker. I'm a focus energy drinker. I am a what else is out there? I'm a energized drinker, and I do a little bit of the recharge when I have really heavy lifting days. Those are performance line products. Those all go through his account. And then we're not like on Shakeology overload. We did at one point do samples through him with Shakeology, and then I was able to get people to try Shakeology for 6 days, and I did like a $30 charge, and I would send the sample packs out, and we do like a 5-day or 6-day clean eating group, and then I'd be able to convert them onto a challenge pack or whatever, because it would have given them a chance to say, yeah, I like this, no, I don't like this. Because Lord knows my first sample of Shakeology was awful. It was god awful. So that's how I've done it. And then the strategy to build your spouse, once you are a diamond, you are no longer able to control your rank. You have to shift your mindset into a leader's mindset, and a leader builds with influence, just like Kaitlin said. She's got to be posting in her challenge groups because she's being the example to them. It's the same thing with leadership. You're being the example to your team. You've got this team of coaches watching you. So now you've got to be that example, and they're watching and they're doing it's like Kaitlin saying, like, I did every single thing these guys have told me to do, and look at where she's at. She's at 37 points and she's almost diamond. And she's just, if they're doing it and they're succeeding, I can do it. So it's a little squirrely trail for you, but what the method is if you're pushing to diamond, you want to push for 6 coaches a month. And beyond diamond, I should say, beyond diamond, 4 coaches to you, 2 coaches under your spouse. You guys can do this. Like, it's not that difficult to get 6 coaches to sign up. It's really not. You see, she talked to 265 people. So there's a lot of numbers involved. And I'm looking at my list. I'm like, man, I only talked to 100 this month. I need to step it up. So, but that is the name of the game, is new friends, any and everywhere you can make friends and add them to Facebook, you do it. And you post and you post and you post, because again, they're not, I never liked or commented my coach's stuff either. People are not going to do it. They're just not, because they're really like, is this for real? So you have to stay on top of your game with that, and they will flock to you. Like, I just got a message right now saying, I've never talked to this person, and they said, tell me how I can change my life like you changed yours. And I'm like, who are you and where'd you come from? Like, I don't even know where they came from. So sorry to go off on a tangent when we were talking about spouses, but when you get real serious about, like, this is the date, I'm going diamond, and I'm going to go beyond that, your spouse should be involved, or someone you love, maybe your mom, maybe your dad, because that is, and let me just go a little long-term for you, that's a spot you can put your children in one day. When they turn 18, you can transfer them in, and they've got all that volume that you've built for these years. Your parents can say, yeah, I'll transfer out, and I'll let them transfer in, and great, they can start their 18-year-old birthday, whatever, and they'll have great volume. And even if they're an Emerald coach, it's $250 a week they're going to be making. That's nice money if a kid's in college or whatever. So think long-term, think big picture. It's hard to comprehend when you first put all this money into the business. It's very hard. I understand that. So the best thing I can say is to trust. And if you're going to put the effort into building this thing, you've got to be able to, and I'm doing a mindset training to help you guys, like, shift that mind, because I know a lot of people are struggling with the can I do this? like I understand that's a big challenge. So we want to be able to help you through that. So sorry, I got a little sidetracked, but I just want you guys to look at the big, you got to visualize like the big picture. And that's how you maintain a spouse, is just thinking prizes, thinking, okay, I'm going to build him slowly, but surely I'm going to build. Thinking I'm going to be a diamond. He's going to help me be a diamond. And he's a dual income. It's a second income for you. Okay. So once you talk to 265 people and do that for a few months, how do you contact them? The business page for sure. Instagram has direct messaging, which is a lifesaver. So you can go on Instagram and you can direct message people left and right. You can make YouTube videos. Pinterest is awesome. I can post a video for you on how to meet people on Pinterest. I met tons of people on Pinterest. I've got coaches on this team from there, from Twitter, out and about like Kaitlin did. And
there's also a good call. I forgot it was some old coach call, because that's what I listened to as part of my PD, like really old coaches calls from, years ago or earlier in the year. And one of them talked about how she was looking up baby stuff, and that's how she found her niche market through Pinterest. So I never even thought about that.
I bet it was Meg, and Meg's the one who's got the video. So what I did with Pinterest was I would just post. I don't know what I was doing. I still can't wrap my head around the idea of playing on Pinterest a lot. I do it a little bit with my kids' birthdays, but I'm not a very crafty. I rather hire someone to come in and do all that stuff. It's just me. But I did go play on there, and I'd be like 21-day results, or I'd make random boards and I'd just post a bunch of photos, and people would repin. And you get an email like, whoever repinned or whoever repin. So I go over and I go searching their name on Facebook, and I would try to add them, or I would send them a message on the Pinterest, because I think we used to be able to tag people in the comments, and I'd be like, are you on a health and fitness journey? What are you doing? Let's connect. Let's hang out. And that's what Meg teaches. So I'll post that video. I'll dig it up from her. But yes, Instagram, same thing. You can look up a hashtag of like Lululemon or Arizona. Like I love to look up Arizona because it's local, or wherever you're at. And you can, you can literally go down the Instagram and you can look at the people, like, do I want to work with this person? You guys, like, it's so funny because when we run the ads, when you guys start to get money, I would encourage you to take 10% into running ads and just start to get used to that. And the question is, it's so funny, I'll get so many ads of these people and I'm like, no, I don't want to work with this. You can be very specific with who you work with, because they do become a coach on your team, and you want to connect in a way that, like you're looking for an ideal customer, and that's a whole other call about how to attract your ideal customer, but those posts are what attracts them. If you're talking about the Kardashians, or if you're talking about your kiddos or whatever, the right people are going to totally relate to the post and be like, I get her. I want to work with her. That's the coach I want to work with. I see these 10 other coaches posting, but this one, I like what this one has to offer, because I like her humor, or I like that she's local to me, or I like that she's in whatever situation. So,
what duct tape?
So we don't dirty our room again.
That's why.
Okay, that looks good.
Looks good?
Yeah. Okay. We're making sure that they duct tape it properly.
Poop everywhere.
I posted about this stupid duct tape. My kid dirtied his diaper and decided to spread it all over the room. And I was like, are you going to be an artist, or what's this about? And people were like all over my post. And I made a really good face, and I showed him in the bathtub and like, oh, it was bad. But like, people relate, like, yes, I've been there, or no, thank God I've never been there. Like, oh no, is this what's coming next for me? So that's attracting your people. Like, you speak to one person. Don't feel like we women cannot necessarily cater to helping men. We just can't. We don't know how to help them lose weight. We don't know how to teach them what to eat. We don't relate. The only reason John Walls is a coach on my team is because of Monica. It's not him. No offense, John, if you're listening. It's
Oh,
different now, but
it's surprising though. When I said that I reached out to everybody and anybody in August, I did. And some of those guys I invited to coach sneak peeks. They're still following me, still liking my posts. One of the guys said no to me about the 21-day fix in August and contacted me, September 1st, a couple weeks ago, and said, hey, I can't do this on my own. I need your help. And my mom wants her 21-day fix back, so I'm going to buy my own through you. So he's the only guy in the group, and I told him I don't want him to feel awkward about it, but he said, I don't. As long as I'm plugging in, I know I'll be successful just like you guys are. So even though, our niche market is mostly women, there's still those chance that those guys would want to plug in too.
Yeah. They're mainly going to be, you're definitely going to get men. And this team is very much, there's a lot of couples on this team, like a lot of involved significant others. And you guys will see that in Utah. Like when you get there, you'll be like, wow, like or those of you who are at Summit, a lot of the significant others would come and support, even though they're like kind of there. They kind of send referrals over. They're like doing some programs and stuff, but it's very interesting. The vibe of this team is not who there's the vibe, the tribe, the something. But everyone attracts different. Let me just add, if you're like, my spouse is not supportive, let me just add I encourage you to get them on a call with us, or bring them to Summit, or bring them to a Super Saturday, or bring them to Utah if you're coming. It helps a whole lot for them to see the vision and the big picture and like, oh, wow, this is real. And then when they start seeing that bank account and they're like, oh, wow, I really like this. They get way supportive and they'll do extra things to help you. Anyways, side note. So this call was awesome. Do we have any other questions?
What's a Super Saturday?
So October 17th is Super Saturday, wherever you're local to. You want to look it up in the back office. There'll be a link that'll tell you, this town, this place, go to Super Saturday. If you live in Arizona, I host them on the regular, apparently. I work with a couple other elite coaches here, and we run some big events out here, and we always have special guests. Like we've got Carl Deichler, the CEO, we're hosting him, which is pretty exciting. And then now we've got Joel Freeman, who is one of our new / old celebrity trainers. He was with Les Mills, doing Les Mills stuff for Beachbody, but now he's a direct Beachbody trainer. So something new is coming with that. And so I've been able to get to know him, and it's been really cool. So he'll come and do a live workout, but Super Saturday is like a workout and some business training, and you get to meet the local people, the elite coaches in your area, and they'll share their top tips with you, network with other people, be surrounded by, the big picture of this business. And you guys in Utah, the same thing. Like, I'm going to take you to the corporate office where Jeff Hill, the guy who does the National Wake Up Call, will be. So you will get to meet him and get to meet other people. Like you will, he is a very nice guy, and I'm sure he'll come and share some wisdom with everybody. That's what he did last year. So that's how Super Saturday works. Events are so key. Like we had spouses that showed up to Utah last year who were like, I'm just here to hang out. I'm not. And then left that weekend and was like, I'm in. I want to build this. Like, let's do this. So events help a lot. Look it up, your local area, and drive if you have to. It's worth the drive even if it's an hour or two. I know people who drove hours. Like we have people coming from all over to ours. Ours is going to be huge this October. So that's in like 3 weeks. I'm going to an event called Leadership. Once you hit 5-star diamond, you will earn the trip to Leadership. It's paid for, which is really cool. They'll pay you for your flight and the hotel. If you're an elite coach, they'll pay for an extra night, and you get to go to a fancy dinner, and then we get to go to a mastermind, and we get to hear sneak peeks into upcoming big news before anybody else, which is the perks of being elite. So yeah, this is really cool. I'll tell you what, Another bonus to being elite is I have spent many a times with Autumn Calabrese. I've been able to sit down, talk to her for more than a half hour about why are there so many purple containers, and do I really have to eat all those yellow containers? Seriously? And what's up with this bar and that bar, and how do you feel about this? And she's told me, like, I've been able to have those very, personal conversations with her, and that's a bonus to being elite as well. You get time with the trainer. So as you guys go into 2016 and you start to think about your goals, you can be an elite coach. You just have to make the decision and work towards it. It's a complete equal, is that the right word? Level playing ground. Like, we all start at 0 on January 1st. Everybody's at 0. I'm at 0. And then you work towards it through the whole year. It's up to you. We can talk about that. So I just love this. This was a great call. I love how you maximize your time in your, that is exactly what I did when I worked. I would be on my phone in the bathroom or on my phone if I had some downtime, and I'd get a couple notes out and I'd do a couple follow-ups. And like, I was able to just keep a consistent flow, and I would be like, okay, I got some stuff done. So I love that you do that, because that is if you haven't read The Compound Effect of all these little things you're doing is going to add up, and that's why you're seeing so many points for sure. I love it. So this was a really cool call. Thank you so much. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. No, I think this was just great. Is there any other questions? We're kind of a little over time.
And use your stickies. If you're stuck in the corporate world, use those supplies I gave you, and write notes for your job. But also, I come home with stickies galore and just ideas for posts or things I need to post in challenge groups or to my coaches, anything you can think of. Write those notes down during the day, because if you don't get anything else done, at least plan 3 things that you want to get done at night. And that's really, really helped me too.
Yep. And don't feel like you have to get it all done. And then as you move into building your team and leading, just start to adjust those posts about coaching more, so people can see like, oh, wow, this is like real. The more they see that, the celebrating and all that, and the I just went to Target and I didn't have to stress. For the first time in my life, I didn't have to stress. Or whatever coaching is doing for you, share those things, because people like, what just happened to me? I want to change my life like you did. I want to know what you did. Those messages start to come in, and I'm able to, because I'm creating the picture for them on my little mini reality Facebook show. All right. Thank you, guys. Planners are good. I feel like planners would be a great gift, right? I have an Erin Condren. It's really fancy, and it comes with like stickers and stuff.
Never heard of that.
Oh yeah, it's got stickers, and it's it's got all kinds of like quotes, motivational quotes.
Heard of Lily Pulitzer planners, but that one seems cooler.
Yeah, now I've also heard of passion planners or something. They're supposed to be awesome. They were like sold out last year, so I didn't get one. But time is ticking. We're almost at January. It's a busy time for us when we get to January, you guys. Oh, one more tip, and then we're out. All the hard work you guys put in now, October, November, and December, even though you may feel like you're spinning your wheels, I promise you all that hard work is going to pay off. You won't see it till like, I don't know, March or April, but I promise you, the harder you work right now in what we call the slow time, people are distracted from their health and fitness right now, and they'll be back on track in January. Even December, they'll start like, oh, I gotta focus. Like, there'll be a little bit of focus coming into the holidays. I gotta get on my holiday dress and all that. But you'll really see a huge shift in January if you work really hard at this right now, even knowing the outcome may not be there yet. It will be there by first quarter. So that's my tip. I promise you, it worked so well for me last year. So take that tip and get to work. Go out there and help people, and you will change your own life, your family, all that good stuff. All right, guys. Thank you for being on. Thank you for sharing, Kaitlin. It was cool. I'm excited to get to meet you in a couple or over a month or however long we have. It'll be really fun. I'm going to go say goodnight to my kids. I'll let you guys go.
Can't wait.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.